Hey there summoners, I'm Corzathon with Thunder Gaming League here, bringing you yet another tutorial. This week we'll be talking about Riven, the Exile. Starting off with rune page, you'll see off to the right here I have 3% movement speed, plus 11 physical damage, plus 13 armor, and 6% cooldown reduction. That is 2 quints of swiftness and 1 quint of strength. This will give you huge in and out power in lane, allowing you to harass with more reward, hopefully taking less damage. Also giving you the sustain, damage, and cooldown reduction for farming and harassing as much as possible. Now heading on over to Masteries, I suggest running 19-3-8. Running this will give you an extra boost for your in and out ability with swiftness, and the 3 in hardiness for a little durability against your laning opponent. All this while still being able to pull off good damage. Now to talk about Riven as a character. Riven is a heavy damage AD caster with amazing escape abilities. Riven is amazing at fighting multiple melee champions at the same time due to her area effect damage. Some cons though is that she lacks a healing source, so she must compensate with damage trade-offs, making her a very aggressive champion in lane. Learning how to initiate and get out of a fight with Riven will be a key part in playing her successfully. Now to go over Riven's skills, starting off with her passive, Runic Blade. Riven's abilities charge her basic attacks to deal bonus physical damage. The charge can be stacked up to 3 times and expends 1 charge per attack. This will allow you to deal extra damage as you are harassing your opponent. For example, using Broken Wings while auto-attacking and between each use will increase your damage output. Now for Riven's first ability, Broken Wings. Riven strikes out in a short line in front of her and may be reactivated 2 additional times. For the first activation, Riven slashes forward dealing 30, 55, 80, 105, and 130 plus 0.7 physical damage to all units she comes into contact with. For the second activation, we'll do the same as the first. And for the third activation, Riven leaps into the air, slamming the ground dealing 30, 55, 80, 105, 130 plus 0.7 scaling in physical damage and knocking nearby enemies away from the point of impact. This ability will lock onto your target you are hovering over with your cursor, and if no targets are present, she will strike in the direction of the cursor. Also note that this ability will not allow you to move over walls. Broken Wings will be your main damage and harass ability, with the ability to cover short distances quickly while dealing huge damage at the same time. For Riven's second ability, Key Burst. Riven shocks nearby enemies dealing 50, 80, 110, 140, 170, plus 1.0 scaling in physical damage, stunning them for 0.75 seconds. Key Burst will allow you to finish Broken Wings full combo without taking harass back, following up with Valor to escape quickly to avoid counter harass after your combo. With 100% physical scaling, this should be leveled second after Broken Wings, for the most harass damage possible. Now to go over Riven's third ability, Valor. Riven quickly dashes into the direction of the cursor, shielding herself for 60, 90, 120, 150, to 180, plus 1.0 physical scaling from incoming damage for 2.5 seconds. Using Valor as an escape ability after your initial combo will minimize damage taken using shield and allowing you to close distances faster than your opponent. Note that this ability also does not go over small walls or ledges. With another 100% scaling ability, Valor will minimize damage to mid to late game very well in tough skirmishes, making Riven one of the best duelists in the league. Lastly, Riven's ultimate, Blade of the Exile. Riven empowers her weapon for the next 15 seconds, granting her 20% extra attack damage with 0.2 scaling, increased range for all her damage spells, and the ability to use Wind Slash once. For Blade of Exile's activation, Wind Slash, Riven fires a shockwave that deals from 80, 120 to 160 with 0.6 scaling to 240, 360, 480 with 1.8 scaling in physical damage to all enemies hit. The damage is increased based on how much health they are missing, and when you activate the ability, you're basically an unstoppable force of damage for the next 15 seconds. So activating it in an initiated fight or duel will let you significantly increase your damage output while using Wind Slash to finish your opponents off. Now to go over the recommended build. I suggest Ninja Tabby or Mercury Treads, Frozen Mallet, Maul of Memortius, and Atma's Impaler for your core items. These core items will give you decent damage while giving you survivability you need in team fights. Just remember to build against the enemy team accordingly. For your starting items, grab boots and 3 health potions. This will allow you to get in and out for your full combo and minimize the damage you take from counter harassment. The first time you teleport back, finish your boots to Ninja Tabby or Mercury Treads, depending on your opponent's damage or the amount of crowd control the enemy team has. Also remember to restock on health potions if needed, and grab a couple wards. For the second time you back, start building a phage or buy one if you have the gold. For the next few times, you back buy a Hex Drinker and finish your Frozen Mallet. Some recommended items that aren't in the core build are Last Whisper, Thornmail, Trinity Forest, Yomu's Ghostblade, Randuin's Omen, and Sunfire Cape. Now for making lane presence with Riven. With Riven being such an aggressive character, it's easy to get carried away with harassing an opponent, whether it's pushing a lane or overextending without wards. So staying semi-passive until level 4 when you get Valor, and can pull off your full combo. When you reach level 4, try to gain push control when your cooldowns are done. This will hopefully zone your opponent from farming, or make him take risks that he shouldn't to farm. Always remember to last hit yourself. Prioritizing harassment over last hitting is never a good idea. Once you back for the first time and buy a couple wards, you will be able to harass freely. Keep looking at the minimap for MIAs and ganks. As Riven, if you do get ganked, you should be able to outmaneuver your opponents depending on who the opposing jungler is. Now for some quick tips and a review. Harassing with Broken Wings and Keystrike, then escaping with Valor will minimize the counter harass you take. Riven has no healing abilities, making her susceptible to poke in lane. Remember this and try to gain bush control and trade off damage as best you can, and avoiding counter harass. Keep an eye on when your opponent uses abilities and then harass when they are on cooldown to reduce potential counter harass. Remember to buy wards since you will be harassing a lot. You will bring attention to your lane, so harassing without wards can be very dangerous. You can always use your skills to get to your lane faster. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you learned something from this guide. If you want to know what Thunder Gaming League is, the link of the website will be down below in the description, along with a physical reference to skills, runes, and masteries. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, favorite for future reference, and share it to your friends, for it does help the channel grow. Also, leave some feedback in the comments down below so I can improve to make better guides for you. Again, this has been Course of Thought, and I'll see you guys next week with another tutorial.